Good afternoon. Welcome to Journal Club Peer Mentorship Session. My name is Wangari, and today I will take you through APA format, 7th edition, the latest. With me today is our co-facilitator, David Nene. You are all quite familiar with his, at least his voice, because he's also a technical lead at Ada Africa Journal Club, and I am the lead mentor. So David, please say hello.
Hello everyone, welcome to the session. I hope you will enjoy.
Thank you so much, David. So I would like to begin with an explanation about why we're doing this webinar. And meanwhile, I would like each one of you to please introduce yourselves by name, university, college, if any, institution, research interests, and your country, especially those of us who are live streaming from other parts of the world. It's 3 p.m. in Nairobi, Kenya, and I invite you to also open up your laptop, computer, PC, gadget, and the link we had sent for the sample will be crucial because today we will practically be formatting using APA Style 7th edition. So why the webinar? A lot of members in Journal Club have been asking about APA style, how to do this and that. One of the things that I really need to emphasize is that we do not know it all, and we do not have to know it all. There are always references and manuals. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the APA official website of APA Style, which is apastyle.apa.org, actually created a link that you can now get the manual for free. So it's now open source. You don't really need to go to your library or have to purchase it. You can actually download it. The latest edition, 7, was published in October 2019, and it has very interesting changes. And we will be watching a video, a 4-minute video shortly about some of the changes. But before we do that, let me now talk about citation and why is that important? Why do we talk about formatting? What is all this about style? So it is safe to say that for any paper, elements of writing include the content, which is about citation and reference listing at the end. And then we also talk about the process of flow or clarity. And APA style has these 3 elements: the content, the process of the flow, and then the format and the style. Today's webinar will lean heavily on the 3rd element, the formatting. So we will not dwell too much on the citation or any bits about clarity, how to improve sentence structures according to APA style, but we will mostly look at paper structures and how to arrange the different sections. All right. So today, my colleague and I will help you in moving from APA 6th edition to 7th edition. We are assuming several things that you already know about the American Psychological Association, or APA style, that you're probably a student or a publisher, but this webinar is also really targeting students. And also, we also assume that you're self-motivated and that the links we are going to give you in the chat will be resource links that you can actually go and watch. As I said earlier, nobody knows the entire APA manual offhand. Even professors with many years experience always have a handbook, printed handbook, right next to them on the desk, or open up the website, as I've mentioned, that is now open source and free. So many students fear and are really stressed about APA style. I also teach lecturers on how to do this effectively. My research mentorship career began 11 years ago at the language center in my university. And I was under a English professor, the late Miss Dolly Gitonga, who actually showed me how to teach students, especially non-English speaking students, on how to improve their language and writing. So from that time, I've become an APA style enthusiast. And that is why I had this motivation or this rationale to do the webinar today. And so you definitely have heard of some of the changes in APA style. We know now that we can talk about in-text citation, title page, bias-free pronouns, and we're going to look into all of that. So one of the major reasons why APA style is that you need to understand that academic writing is a conversation. If you have ever been in the 844 or former education curriculum system in Kenya, you will realize that when you join school, you wore a uniform, correct? So in the same way, we aim for uniformity or convention, just the same way you were disciplined to wear the uniform when you joined school, when you were young. In the same way, in academic writing, we use conventions. This uniformity is really useful for editors to be unbiased when they are now assessing the crux or the gist of your work. So if you haven't put the citations and the references and the font types according to the guidelines, what happens is that any editor or reviewer will now be so focused on these errors and will not be able to give you a consistent feedback about the actual writing. All right. So, why do we use APA style? Again, 3 points: to give credit to others. That's the most important reason. We want to give credit, or we want to acknowledge others whose sources we are citing. Number two, we establish ourselves as academic authorities. By using APA style, you can actually say, yes, I belong to this community fair and square. All right. So could you please type in the chat if you have ever used APA 7th edition? Please, if you have used APA 7, type yes. If you have not, type no. I would like to know how many of us are familiar with APA 7th edition. Meanwhile, if you haven't, please still open up your computer, put on the tab with the example. David, please share that link of that article that we will be looking at, the sample article. And you can please share the link in the chat so that members have it open on their computers. And so we give credit to others. We help establish ourselves as academic authority. And the third reason is obvious: to help the audience locate sources and information. So why is it that students are so stressed about this APA style? Number one, you don't know it. Something you don't know, we say in psychology, you fear and you distance yourself from it. Number two, the other thing could be that probably you've just never been in such a scenario where you can actually get guided step by step. When I teach lecturers on how to teach citation effectively, I tell them it's 3 stages. You need to tell your students when you are assigning them the work, then later when you are responding to the work they have sent, and after they return the work. So it's always a cycle. You do not just, assume that everybody would know APA. Most of us have learned it by self-teaching. Some of you have attended English classes. I can see on the chat, many are saying, no, you have never used APA 7. So thank you so much for those comments. Keep typing. If you have used APA 7, type yes. If you haven't, type no. So some of us know that there is a feature on Microsoft Word called the reference tab. And you can actually use a citation generator to automatically insert APA citations, APA style citations. But also one thing you need to note is that the current Microsoft Word version does not support APA 7th edition. As I said, it just got published in October 2019. So even your Microsoft Word has not yet caught up. I mean, Microsoft as a company is yet to update the 6th edition to the 7th edition. So I'm saying all this to say that The focus is not to teach you how to automatically do this and that, but to understand the rationale. I usually prefer that students learn to do it manually and they can use a style guide rather than only relying on citation generators. We also have referencing softwares. You've probably heard of Zotero, Mendeley, and others. And these are also very in line with artificial intelligence systems. And so a machine can auto-generate something, but it doesn't really know how that thing looks like. So it's you, the human being, who knows what is supposed to be seen. For instance, if you go to your Microsoft Word document and go to the reference tab that I mentioned at the top on the menu and try to type something that has et al., you'll see that it's not written correctly. Et has a full stop after, but it shouldn't. So remember that ultimately, incorrect performance in APA styling does not make you a bad student. So some students are stressed because they think, oh, I'm so overloaded with writing. I cannot get APA correct. Remember, you're still a good student, even if you don't know APA style. All right? So I'd like you to always note when you have patterns of error. This is very important because your lecturer, your professor, your reviewer will probably never just pick each error inside of your document. They'll probably tell you one, and then you need to check every instance where that pattern occurs. And there's a feature as well on Microsoft Word known as find and replace. If you find an error on your document that your professor has mentioned, you as a student are responsible to actually go onto the find, you type in the wrong thing, and then you type replace so that every instance where that problem is happening, you correct it, all right? So aside from crediting sources, APA is used for, arranging your work in a way that scholars all over the world can understand. However, your institutional guidelines will supersede or will be more important. You will follow the further guidelines from your university. Some of you are stressed because what APA handbook says is a little different from what the university's handbook says. For instance, APA style requires 1 inch page margins on each edge of your paper. So left, right, top, and bottom, 1 inch all around. But your university may want you to change the left margin, especially for those of you writing dissertation, so that you have it a little fatter so that you are able to bind your document. So always follow your university. You always need to talk to your lecturer or instructor or professor because your university guidelines are over and above those of APA. In other words, in summary, think global but act local. I hope we are together so far. So I'm about to show you a video that is 4 minutes long from the website scriba.com. Scriba have done an amazing job of summarizing the changes, and it's quite intense. So please be very alert. It will go very fast, and you need to understand this. Maybe before that, I should show you a little bit of what the formatting editions would look like on an actual document. All right. So I'm now inside an handout courtesy of Louisville Writing Center. This is University of Louisville in the States. And as I said earlier, while APA has so many things, today we will focus on formatting. We will not go so much into citation and into clarity of your writing, all right? So we assume that you will do that on your own. So on formatting, the title of your paper, if you're a student, looks a little different from if you're a professional. Because in this case, as a student, you have to write the title, your name, your department, your institution name, course number and name, instructor name, and due date. So that's quite unique for students. What has changed in the APA 7th edition is that now you don't have to write the actual title running head, all right? So you just write the title without writing the label. You do not put the label running head, all right? So a little bit on formatting, use 1-inch margins all around, page margins, as I had said earlier. It's always double spaced, you know that. Include page numbers on the right, flash right. So on the top right corner of your page, you should have page numbers there. Some people put them in the wrong place. It should be top right. Now, unless your university has said differently, all right? And then uh, it's really interesting that APA 7 has much more fonts, such as not just Times New Roman. Now they have quite a number of fonts that you can use. There are more font choices. You can use Calibri 11, you can use Arial 11, you can use Lucida Sans Unicode 10 or Georgia 11. So in the past, we only used Times New Roman 12, but what happened is that they found that Google Docs especially really likes Arial 11 as the standard one. And so they became flexible on the font type and the font size. All right. So your abstract should be after the title page, and its title should be formatted in bold and centered. All right. Are we together? Now, let me talk about heading levels. We now have different better styles of showing them. So the first big heading, for example, the introduction, should be in the center. But the second heading is flash left. It's really to the left of your margin, all right? And the third level heading as well is flash left, but it has a different, it's italicized. Most universities will use only up to 3 heading levels. And today, we will actually learn how to automate heading levels and create your own table of contents. So your reference page starts on a new page, and the title references is bold and center. Every entry is alphabetized. I'm sure you know all these things. You've been very good students so far with APA 6. Nothing has changed yet in APA 7, except a few things that we will see just now. So let me now show you the 4-minute video. Please pay close attention, listen up. I really want you to get this. Let me see if I can get it. Just a minute. Okay. I don't know what is sharing. Okay, let me try again. Okay, good. Are you ready? If you're ready to watch the 4-minute video, it will go very fast. Say ready. Type in the chat, ready. Let me see what people are saying in the chat. Are you ready to watch the video? Is everybody set up? Ready. Okay, I see you're ready. All right, so I'll proceed. I hope you can see and hear clearly.
Let's start with the most notable changes in citing sources. Number 1, the publisher location is no longer included in the reference. The publisher, in this example, Simon & Schuster, is placed right after the book title, without including the city and state, New York. Number 2, the in-text citation for works with 3 or more authors is now shortened right from the first citation using et al. In the 6th edition, sources with 3, 4, or 5 authors were given in full the first time the source was mentioned. Number 3, you should include surnames and initials for up to 20 authors in the reference list. In the 6th edition, it was up to 7. Number 4, the label DOI: is no longer necessary. DOIs are now formatted as URLs. Number 5, you no longer need to write retrieve from in front of the URL, unless a retrieval date is needed. You now also include the website name, unless it's the same as the author. Number 6, for ebooks, the format, platform, or device, for example, Kindle, is no longer included in the reference. Number 7, clear guidelines are provided for including contributors other than authors and editors. For example, if you want to cite this video, make sure to include Scribber as the author. Number 8, dozens of examples are included for online source types such as podcast episodes, YouTube videos, and social media posts. The 7th edition of the APA Publication Manual includes guidelines on inclusive and bias-free language for topics such as gender, age, disability, racial and ethnic identity, and sexual orientation. Number 9. The singular they or their is endorsed as a gender-neutral pronoun. Instead of saying he or she, you're encouraged to say they. Number 10. Instead of using adjectives as nouns to label groups of people, descriptive phrases are preferred. So instead of saying the poor, you should say people living in poverty. Number 11. Instead of broad categories, you should use exact age ranges that are more relevant and specific. So use people in the age range of 65 to 75 years old instead of over 65. The APA also provided different paper format guidelines for professional and student papers. You can find a sample paper for both types in the manual. Some of the format changes include number 12, increased flexibility regarding fonts. Options include Calligraphy 11, Arial 11, Lucida Sans Unicode 10, Times New Roman 12, and Georgia 11. Number 13, the running head on the title page no longer includes the word running head. It now contains only a page number and the paper title. Number 14, the running head is omitted in student papers, unless your instructor tells you otherwise. Number 15, heading levels 3 to 5 are updated to improve readability. For level 3, instead of indenting, it's now flush left and also italicized. Level 4 headings are no longer italicized. A level 5 heading is now bolded. In terms of style, Namas has changed, but there are 2 changes you should know about. Number 16, use only one space after a period at the end of a sentence. Number 17, use double quotation marks to refer to linguistics examples instead of italics. So when will people start using the 7th edition APA manual? The APA expects that people will start using the 7th edition in the spring of 2020.
All right. So, do you recall any of the 17 changes from this video? Please type any of the 17 changes that have been mentioned in the video. I told you it will go very fast. It was only 4 minutes long, and they talked about 17 changes. So who was paying attention? Please type in the chat. What are some changes in APA Style 7th edition? Chetza, thank you for being here. Publisher's location no longer included. Thank you. Very, very well said. So you don't say the town, you don't say the country. Miss Sonia was also listening. She says, no running head title on a student paper. Very well done. So the label is not there, but the running head is still there. Oh, the chats are coming fast and furious. Very well done. Faith Njambi says, font types increased. In other words, there are more options of the font styles you can use. Kate Kirago says, updated heading styles. Nancy says, you don't have to list all the others, just the first order and et al. This is very critical. Thank you, Nancy, for pointing it out. So in the past, we used to have 5 and then you say et al. But now, even if you have 3, you say the first order and et al. Thank you, Nancy. Miss Sonia again says level 5 is now bolded. Level 5 headings are now bolded. So they've really improved the layout of how the headings come across, and that's really beautifully done. I think they've done a good job in 7th edition. Abba Anaman says 3 others are now et al. That's a very major difference. Please don't forget to do that. If you still are in doubt whether you should use 7th edition or not, ask your university. Faith Njambi says level 3 italicized. Good, Faith, again. Steve says initials names up to 20. So that is for the reference list. You can put up to 20 others, all right, in the reference list. Benjamin says location of publisher is exclusive, is no longer there. You don't say the town like Nairobi, Kenya, where something was published. I see you are all paying attention. Miss Sonia again, YouTube videos can now be cited. Yes, you are right. She says, if I'm not wrong. No, you are very, very right. We now have a range of, even social media, you could actually cite a tweet. All right, so Thank you to the Trump administration. At least now we know what tweets are. Thank you so much. Keep those coming. And I really appreciate all of you for paying attention. Yeah, Sarah, that was on a light note. I'm glad we now got a new president in the US. And I see that we are now ready to get our table of contents up and running. Over to you, David.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear and see
Can you
you.
hear me?
Yes, we can loud and clear. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So, just a minute, then I'm proceeding right away.
All right, no problem. So I see more and more people typing in the chat. Hasina says DOI is removed. What is it replaced by, Hasina? Do you remember? It's replaced by the URL. So now you put the link. You don't put the word. Correct. Nancy says URL. You just put the link. You don't have to write DOI or, retrieved from. That is now no longer in the reference list. Steve says, I have an issue with citing tweets. What if they get deleted? Your concept might appear made up. Really good point, Steve. I was citing a website, not even a tweet, that got pulled down during my dissertation. And you know what? I explained to my supervisors that there was one day that website used to be up before it was pulled down. So if you go to APA 7, you will know exactly how to cite a tweet, including the date information, which can be historical record anyway. Uh, uh, I mean, social media is now made a very swift entry into the academic world. We cannot ignore tweets anymore. We've got to cite them. All right. Anyone else? Hasina says URL, correct. So now we put the link, and that's very critical. Thank you so much for all your tweets. Oh, not tweets, all your posts in the chat. Please also type if you have any question on APA, please type as we proceed with the webinar. Welcome, David.
Okay. Thank you so much, Wangari, for that nice presentation. So I'll go directly to the second part of the session, whereby we'll be covering automations in MS Word or in Microsoft Word. So just briefly, I would like to know, is there anyone here who knows how to do automations in Word, or this is their first time? You can just type in the chat whether it's your first time or you know how to do automations, yeah, so that we can keep the session as interactive as possible. Yeah. So you can just type in the chat whether you know how to do any automation. This is just basic automation that we'll be doing. So yeah, what we expect in this session, what we learn today. Today, you expect to learn how to do automations in the following tasks. On the table of contents, you will learn how to generate label headings and come up with an automated table of contents. This is whereby you will be able to generate an automated table of contents, whereby you don't need to keep editing it, like manually adding page numbers after you have added some more information on your document. Maybe it's a research document or any other document. So it's just automated. Once you add something, you just update the table of contents, and that's it. So then on the list of figures, you'll be able to list your figures, all the figures in your document, and they'll be automated. Once you add a new figure, you just highlight it and it will be visible in the list of figures. And just the same in the list of tables, just works the same. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope you're ready for the session. If you're, I see most of the people saying it's their first time. So I think I'll be lenient enough not to go so fast or maybe so slow. So I'll be just be lenient. Okay. So okay. So this is a link that will be, this is a link that I'll share in the chat. It's you can view it at the end of the session. It will also guide you on how to do the list of tables and list of figures in case you don't understand on this presentation. You'll understand it better in this link. Okay, so I think that's it. So we can get started if you are all ready. So I'll stop this presentation for now, and we'll jump into the document. So we'll start by this one, table of contents. We learn how to generate level headings and come up with an automated table of contents. Okay. So this is a sample paper from the APA styles guidelines. So as you can see, this is a very raw document. Nothing has been formatted on this document. So you can see there is nothing like the bolded headings or anything, the subheadings. So we want this document to look like this other document, like this one, whereby the headings have been highlighted and you can see them in the navigation bar. Yeah, they are appearing in the navigation bar. And also the subheadings are on the far left and they are appearing on the navigation bar. Okay. So, but on our document here, on our raw document, the headings are not appearing in the navigation bar. You can see this is the navigation bar. There's nothing here. So we need to create something that we'll see in the navigation bar and we'll also
Excuse
see it
me,
in the.
David. I don't think people can see it. Please stop share. I think the slide is still up. The slide that you were showing us earlier is still
Oh,
there. So what you need to
so
do is stop share and then
okay.
share again. Now start again. I think everybody now has that document opened. If you don't, please have it opened on your computer. You need to do it practically. You're following David's
Let me.
lead, but you're doing it yourself as well. All right, everyone, let's go. Yeah, we
Okay.
can see
So
now. Please just remove the navigation sidebar. So it's make it bigger. Yeah.
so sorry about that, guys. I thought I was sharing my entire screen.
All
Sorry
right,
about
just
that.
zoom it in a little bit. Thank you.
All right. So I was saying this is the raw document where you can see the heading. This is a sample paper from the APA styles. So this is a very raw document. There is no heading that has been edited. No formatting has been done on this document. It's just a raw document. So we need to format it.
Sorry, you got muted. Please unmute yourself. Yep.
Okay. So we want this document to look like this one. You see, this one has the formattings already. They have already been done here. Like the subheading is on the far left and the main heading is at the center. And you can also see it in the navigation bar. You can see everything in the navigation bar. But on the other document, there's nothing on the navigation bar. There's nothing here. Okay. So let's get started. We'll be using the following tabs here. Okay. So we'll be using this home tab, the home tab, and under the home tab, we'll be using these styles here, this styles section. When you click on the drop down under the style section, you will see a gallery of different styles. So this is where all the automations will happen. This is how we'll create the automations from this tab here, from this styles section. Okay, so we'll be using this styles tab under the home tab, and then the other tab that we'll use is the references tab. So this references tab is the one that calls the automations so that they can print out in the document. So when you create your automations on the home tab under the styles, you'll come to the references tab. Then you will use either, if it's a table of content, you'll go to the table of contents section and click on the drop down. Then you can see the different automated tables. There's automatic table 1, automatic table 2. We'll not be using the manual. So then the other section under this references tab that we'll use is the insert table of figures. This one here. I hope you can see my pointer. So it's a insert table of figures. So this one will work for both list of tables and list of figures. So the list of tables and the figures are automated in our case. So that's why I'm trying to make it easier so that you can understand how it works. So point to note, we'll be using home tab and the references tab. Okay. So now let's get to the home tab. So under the home tab, as we said, we'll be using styles. Yeah. So we want to create a table of contents. As you can see here, this is what we want to do. We want to learn how to generate level headings and come up with automated table of contents. So if the first thing is to come up with level headings. So it's like highlighting the headings so that they can appear in the table of contents. So we'll go to the styles here. Then, so I'll explain something here. So the heading one, this heading one is the chapter heading, is the main heading. This highlights the main heading, like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. So this will automate the main heading. So then heading 2 will automate the second heading, the subheading of the main heading. Let's say under chapter 1, this section 1.1, which is introductions. So heading 2 will automate introductions. Then heading 3 will automate a section under the introductions part, whereby we have like 1.1.1. So let me give you an example of what I'm trying to say. So let's say we have chapter 1 here. Chapter 1, then under chapter 1 we have 1.1, which is introduction. Then under introductions we have 1.1.1. Let's say this is about theory, and then we have 1.1.2. So this is practical. So what I was saying is that this is the heading 1, this is heading 2, and these others are heading 3. Okay, so I hope you have gotten up to that point. Okay, so let's go back to our document. So the next point is to modify. We need to modify these headings so that they can go hand in hand with the APA edition formatting. So you right click on the first heading, click modify. Then now you modify it. As Wangari had said, the APA 7th edition can take up different font types. So let's just use Times New Roman for now. Then we use size 12. So you can either put bold or italics or underline depending on the institutions here. So it depends with the institution, but ensure the color is black. Okay. So after that, this is the chapter heading now. You can see an overview here. So we just click OK. So that's okay with that. Then we go to heading 2. We do the same. Right click, modify, ensure it's any font type. Then the one that has been listed in the 7th edition. Then ensure it's font size 12 and the color is black. Okay. So then we go to the third heading. Right click, modify, then ensure it's Times New Roman, not necessarily, then 12, then bold. Let's remove italic for now. This depends with the institution. Okay. So then ensure the color is black. Okay. So now we have the 3 styles modified. So now we go to the document. So we want to do the level heading. So this is the first heading. These are a main heading. So highlight the main heading. Go to the styles. Click the heading 1. So you see there, it has changed and it has appeared in the navigation bar, unlike before. You can see it in the navigation bar here. So we scroll down the document, looking for another heading or a subheading. This is our paper. So this is another heading. You highlight it, then click on heading 1. Then this is a subheading now. You highlight it, and then click on heading 2 now, because this is a subheading of the main heading. Click on heading 2. Then scroll downwards. This is also a subheading. You highlight it, then click on heading 2. Okay. Then scroll down, looking for any other heading. So this is what we'll be doing to your paper. So you click this one, highlight it. This is our main heading. Then put heading 1. Okay. So this is a subheading. You put heading 2. I hope you are getting it. getting what we are doing so far. So we scroll down again, looking for any other heading that we have. This subheading, highlight it, then put heading 2. Okay, heading 2. So you see the changes are being applied and they are appearing on the navigation bar. All of them are appearing depending if this is a main heading, subheading, main heading as we scroll downwards. So, okay, look for another heading. Okay, so this is a conclusion. This is also a main heading. You put heading 1, then this is a subheading. You put heading 2. Okay, you see the changes are being applied automatically. So then you scroll downwards, looking for any other. This is another one, subheading. You put heading 2. Okay, so these are figures and tables. I'll come to this later. So we will check for another. These are references. This is also a main heading. This is part of the APA 7th edition style. So you use heading 1. So now we have all our headings at the navigation bar. So quickly we get to create a table of contents with all our headings highlighted. So we go to the second page. We create a new page, and after the first page, so we go to insert. So insert page, a new page, blank page. So we have a blank page here. So we call it table of contents. Table of contents. Then highlight it. Then ensure it's go to home. So it is just for now it's a new Roman, but you can choose any other font then that have been listed by the APA. 7th edition. Then make sure it's at the center. Then put it as bold. So now we want to generate an automated table of contents. So remember, when I said, so we have done all the automation. The automation is in the navigation bar, as you can see. So let's now print out the automation. So we'll print out the automations like this. We'll go to the references tab, as you can remember what I said. So click on the references tab, then come to the first section, table of contents section. Click on the drop down arrow. So choose an automatic table. So this automatic table, let's choose this one. So when you choose that one, you see everything that we highlighted has appeared automatically here. I hope you have gotten up to there. So we delete this part because you already have title table of contents. So these are table of contents, as you can see, it's appearing here already. So in case you want to edit it, you can come to, you right click inside that document, right click, then go to, sorry, let's click, yeah, right click, then come to edit field. On this tab, you search for TOC, table of contents. So we click T, then scroll downwards, select table of contents, then come on top and on the field properties, click the button below to set advanced field options. Click on table of contents. Then now here you can modify. Here you can modify everything. You can either check the hyperlinks or uncheck them. You can show page numbers or not show them. So we need to show them. You can align page numbers or not. So you see what's appearing here. We have not aligned them, but we need to align them in our case. So we align them. Then you can change the tab leader. This one, the spacing between whether it's a straight line or a dotted line, like that. So we use a dotted line for our case. Then from there, you can choose the number of levels that you want to appear. Number of levels. Remember the heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. Maybe you have up to maybe 5 levels or 4. So we just add here 4, 5, like that. So in our case, I think we have 2, but let's remain with 3. So after that, you click, you come to here, modify again to ensure the font is Times New Roman or any other font that you may wish that is listed in the 7th edition. So in our case, we'll use Times New Roman, ensure it is 12. Then you can put bold or not, or italicize or not, depending on your organization. Okay, so we not put bold in our case. So then after that, you click OK. Then you click OK here. So everything have been modified. You click OK. So replace this table of contents, say yes. You see now we have our table of contents automated. Let's say, for example, this guided imagery, you have some information you want to add in this earlier points. So you want to add something here. So I'll hit enter so that it can go. For now, it's in page 4. So maybe you have something to add so that it can go. It will go up to page 5. So it will jump to page 5. Maybe you have added some contents and it has jumped to page 5. So you not need to go and start editing the table of contents. You just come to the table of contents here, click on it, then right click, update field. So it will ask you, do you want to update page numbers only or update the entire table? So we'll say page numbers only because you have added some new content. Say okay. So see the numbers have changed. Now the imagery, the guided imagery is in page 5. So that's how easy it is. So let's undo that and ensure the document is supposed to be. So just click and drag it. So that's how easy it is. Then you'll go to the table of contents, right click, then update field to return it to the main, the previous page. So it jumps to page 4. So you don't need to come and start editing the table of contents. So that's it for the table of contents. I hope you have gotten it up to that point. Okay, so we'll jump to list of figures and list of tables. I'll go a bit quick on that. So we'll insert a new insert a new page under the insert button, pages, insert a blank page. So this one here, we have a blank page here. We have this blank page. So this is list of figures. Ensure that you have done the editing well. Times New Roman, Vatican use 12, then bold. Ensure it's the center, like that. Okay. So we want to generate a list of figures, an automated list of figures. So we go back to our automation site. This is our automation site. This is where all the production of the automation happens. Now you are becoming a tech guru, I'm sure. So this is where the automation will happen. Okay. So, but in our case here, we will create a new style. So we come to create a style for the list of figures. Create a style. Okay. So then we'll call it my figures. My figures, like that, so that it can appear in the styles gallery. Then don't click OK here. First click modify. You need to modify it first. You need to note down here on the properties on modifying the style type, put it to paragraph. The style is based on caption type. Click on C on your keyboard to bring up caption. The styles for following paragraph, click C again, caption. This is the critical part of doing the list of figures. So please note this one. Style type paragraph, style based on caption, style following paragraph, caption. So then ensure Times New Roman size 12. You can put bold or italic depending on your organization. So or sorry, institution. So we'll leave it at that. Then but ensure the color is black, automatic black. So you see you have done the we have modified it. So we click OK, list of figures. So when you come to styles here, you'll see there is my figure style. We have created a new style called my figure. Okay. So then we'll create another style called my tables. For the list of tables, create a new style. We just do the same thing. So call it my, like that. Then don't click OK. Come directly here, say modify. The same thing, ensure this is paragraph, this is caption, then this is caption, then Times New Roman for me, then 12, bold, just say bold and italic, then black, then click OK. All right, don't worry about this. This is not part of it. We'll just modify it. So then now we have two styles. You can see them here, my figures, my tables. Up to there, I think we have understood. I'll check on the equations first. I'm finished. So let's go directly to the document. So we'll be highlighting my figures and my tables whenever we see them. Okay. So let's drop down. So let's drop down, looking for the figures and the tables. Okay. So we have our first figure here. Okay. So you highlight it, you hit everything, go to the styles tab and click my figures. Then ensure it's on the right position. Scroll again. This is a table. This is not a figure. This is a table. Highlight the table. Then come on the styles tab. Click on my tables. This time it's not my figures. It's my tables. Click on my tables. Then you do the same to the next figure. This is a figure. Highlight it. Then click my figures. Ensure it's at the left. Then table 2.1. Highlight it. Then ensure it is my tables, not my figures, my tables. Okay. So we have automated the figures and the tables, everything. So we need to print them out in the document on the list. We have already done the automation. It's just as simple as that. Maybe you have like 10 figures, you just go highlighting them and ensuring we have clicked on the my figures, the customized style that we created on the automation bar, this automation part. Now we go to this list of figures. Click enter. So we want to bring the list of tables here, the list of figures, sorry. So as I told you, for printing it out here, we'll go to the references tab. Then we will use under the references tab, go to the captions section. Then in the captions section, click insert table of figures. You click on it. So it will bring a new tab. Here. So you can see the list table of figures appearing here. So you can choose whether to hyperlink it or not. So you remove the hyperlink. Ensure this is that one. Then and now for this one, because we created a new style, our customized style, we'll put this one to none. Ensure this is none. No, so not the first one, the second one. Sorry about that. So ensure the caption label is none here. Sorry, not the first one. The first one, let it to remain template because we created a new template. So this is from template. Then caption label, ensure it's none here. So please also note this point. This is also a very critical point. Then go to options. So you need to go to options. Then call my figures. Scroll down to my figures or click on M. You'll see my figures, the one we created. Click on it under the options. Click on it, then say OK. So then go to modify. Come to modify, ensure you have changed the formatting to your desired type. So other institutions say you put it in italic. Others don't recognize the italic, so you can just use either. Then ensure the color is black. Okay. So when you click OK, and you click OK here, so when you click OK, it has generated the list of figures, as you can see. So you have a list of figures, as simple as that. So when you get another figure, you'll just go highlight it, then come here and update the field. So you'll come to modify and update them. So let's create a new blank page for the list of tables. Okay, so we have a new blank page. Yeah. Okay, I'm sure time is running. Be fast enough. We have covered the critical parts. So this is just the, the finishing part of it. The list of tables, format it well, home, put your preferred type, 12, bold, center. So please be keen here. This is a second part. So we need to print out the list of tables that we highlighted. So we'll come again to the printing. So let's call this our printing center, and this our production center of the automation. Then this our printing center. So we come to the references tab, which is will do the printout to the document. So go to the captions section. Click on insert table of figures. So this will work for both table of figures and both table of figures and a list of figures and list of tables. So click on it. Click on it. So then we'll come and change here to none. Okay. So then options, come and search for my tables. Scroll downwards for my tables. You can see my tables is here. This is the critical part I was talking about. My tables, and show it's my tables. Click OK. So then come to modify. Time screen months as well. This is okay. And just check it out. Ensure the color is black. Okay. Click OK. So then click OK here. Then OK. So here you will be asked, do you want to replace the selected table of figures? You will say no, because we are creating a new list. So don't say yes here. You say no, so that you can generate a new list of tables. So just say no. And that's it. We have, so I think we highlighted the wrong, we should not have highlighted this one. This one is not supposed to be here. So I think we highlighted it during the list of figures. We can highlight it and remove the styles. Come to home styles, remove clear formatting on that. Okay. So bold. Okay, so we don't want it to appear here. I think I highlighted it when I was creating the. So we have to update this field. So update entire table. Click OK. So it has disappeared. So we have a table, the first table and the second table. So it's as simple as that. So when you have new tables, they just line up here when you update the field. Okay. So we have covered everything we would have covered today. So we have covered table of contents, we have covered automated list of figures, and we have covered automated list of tables. And you can see every level heading on the navigation bar. And like before, we are not seeing anything here. So I think that's it for today. Next session, we can cover on how to label the numbers differently. And thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed.
Thank you so much, David. I'm getting a lot of comments from the chat that yes, it is wonderful for us to be refreshed, those of us who knew about APA style. And then there are those who did not know how to create a table of contents at all. So this has been very useful. I like how you explained it step by step. There's one person, though, who says that it was still too fast and she would like her own session. And that's all right, Mary and anyone else. Because we are here on the journey, lifelong learning. So you're very, very welcome to actually contact any of the core facilitators if you would like more mentorship. David would have gone on and on. Formatting in itself is also very wide. Some people ask, how do you create different page numbers on different pages? All right. For instance, Roman numerals and Italic and the other Arabic numerals. Other people ask, how do you do page breaks so that you eliminate what we call widows? That is any content that is not married to its title. We call that a widow, like the way, a widow doesn't have a partner. So we call widows the sections which are not actually matched, that are hanging. So all these different things, we couldn't cover it all in one session. But just as we finish now, I'd like us all to switch on our videos. This is the part we do a photo with the facilitators at the end of the session. And David will take a gallery screenshot as soon as we are all ready. That is only if your face is admissible for video. And as we are switching on our videos, I'd like to recognize one person that I'm very happy to see today, my co-author at the APA 2018, Ann Mwiti. Please unmute yourself and say hello. Ann Mwiti and I won a global award at the American Psychological Association conference because of a paper we published together and whose academic poster we presented. We had to fundraise, nobody funded us, and we went to the US, to San Francisco in California. And this is just to encourage you that actually, if you write well, you never know, you might just land on a global award. So my co-author Ann Mwiti, please say hello for 30 seconds as people switch on their videos. Karibu.
Okay, thank you so much, Wangari. You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Joyce, and thank you for what you're doing for us. And just as Joyce said, we started in a very, very small, simple way, and we never knew that we would go that far. And so what I would encourage everyone to do is write, write, write. Another thing is where you think you are not competent enough, there are people surrounding you who will help you, and especially on building your confidence in writing. Therefore, write and continue writing. After this, we've continued publishing, and if you check our work, especially on individual grounds, you'll find my work, especially on the deaf population. Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you so much, my co-author. Please, let's keep writing. Let's keep following the conventions. That is a requirement in academic spaces, and that we all belong in the academic community together. Thank you so much. All right, so David, are we now ready to take the gallery screenshot as we finish? I see some people already asking more questions. Eric is asking, how do you create landscape and portrait? That's a technical question, and David can assist you. Please contact him individually. If you're not yet a member of Journal Club, please see the links in the chat and kindly join Journal Club. This is a space where we create peer mentorship sessions, all free, like today's session. So you're very welcome to join the Journal Club in Ada, Africa. David, are we ready for the gallery screenshot? Please unmute yourself. I can't hear you.
Hello, just a second. Please unmute your videos so that I can capture all of you. Sorry.
All right. So those who are okay to switch on your video, please do so. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can proceed. So Evelyn, I'm sending you the link to join the group. So please also fill the feedback form. We'd like to know if today's session was useful. We couldn't cover everything, but we covered only the aspects mostly about formatting and the APA style. So those are the links, Evelyn. I'm sure you can now see them. David, are we now done?
All good, ma'am.
All right.
Captured the smile bit.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, we are still smiling if you want to take some more. And somebody just joined. So thank you so much, everyone. Please unmute yourselves as you say goodbye and have a good evening. Bye. Have a good one.
Bye.
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 Bye, everyone.
Bye.
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 Bye.